Today I thought we'd just do walking because, some people might find it difficult enough just to walk, let alone carrying something. But there's the option, you have free time in the afternoons as well. So I'm taking you down to a spot that's nice to sit. And so if you want to do that later, you can do that in your own time as well. And so we just follow each other and keep a couple of meters in between. We're going to walk quite slowly. And again, if any of you are feeling uncomfortable at any time, just kind of hang back and you can come back or ask a friend to come back with you. Okay, we ready? Let's do it, adventurers. Okay, nice and silent. And it's still good to kind of be a bit restrained. Even though we're going on an adventure, you still want to keep the mindfulness. And so this is different to other adventures you might go on, right? So sometimes just keeping your hands restrained is useful, or behind your back. And also your eyes restrained too. You really want to be, it's really nice to look around here, but just a little bit, right? And just make sure you can see where you're going with your feet and all of that. Okay, let's go. So single file. So just one line, one nice line. Yeah. Okay. Suddenly not sure I'm going the right way. Where's Terrence? So this is what we chanted this morning, whether standing or seated, walking, lying down, we practice love, right? So here's our chance with the mosquitoes to put words into action. And so I just like to stand sometimes with my eyes closed, maybe not too close to the edge, and just feel what it means to be still. It's quite different from sitting, standing, but you go through the same experience, relaxing the body, finding that perfect posture where you feel really comfortable. And then you just let go and enjoy being mindful, aware, standing and still. Very good. It's nice to stand, right? So standing posture is something that I use quite a lot in my meditation. Often in the middle of walking meditation, I just feel this urge just to really settle into my mindfulness, really feel like I'm in my body. And I'll just stop at one end of my walking path and I'll stand for a few minutes. And it's like you can really absorb just how mindful you've become. And it's also something I use if I'm feeling a bit sleepy. I stand up for a little while. Or if my body is feeling a bit tired, I stand up. Or if I'm really active out in the world doing stuff, from time to time, I just stop and recenter. So standing is a very powerful posture. How's everyone feeling in their body just now? Healthy and well? Yeah? Everyone survived the trip down? So you know if you come down, you've got to go up somehow, right? So we have a choice, and I'll leave it up to you. You can either go back the way we came, or if you're feeling adventurous, there's a path that continues. So it goes along here. You can walk down there, I guess. Oh, here. And then around here, it does get a little narrow at that end. And from there, we go down and then we come up the other side. Is there anyone who isn't willing to make that adventure? We can have someone perhaps standing there to help make sure people get across okay. And we'll have someone down here helping also. And if you're not comfortable doing this part, then feel free to head back the other way. So yeah, you can also go down the steps there if you want, yep. And if anyone needs help, just make sure a friend is there to help. And we're still being mindful. Make it a little less. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to have a 15-minute break. We can just have a quick shower, have a wash, and come back at 10:30. 10:30 in the hall. Okay, so it's just a quick break, and we'll do another 45-minute session of meditation. So we went for a walk in nature, and it's not easy being in nature, right? We're so lucky to be able to just walk along a nice concrete path. Someone had to build that path. And such things make us feel comfortable in nature. So last night I was talking about how sometimes we feel like a bit of an alien in nature as humans. We're so used to our comforts and civilization. Perhaps part of that is that we're a little bit alert to the dangers, right? So just then, when we were walking in the forest, you really needed to be mindful, right? You had a situation where you better be paying attention, otherwise you could slip and fall, you might go for a swim, you might tumble down the cliff. So we had to have mindfulness. And so this is a good opportunity for us to see how important it is. There's many dangers in our mind also, right? And we need to keep focused on the path in front of us so that we don't slip or fall. If we spend too much time looking around, then we're likely to stumble. So we had to be aware. And we had to know what kind of situation we were in. So it wasn't enough just to be aware. We had to know where we were, what we were doing, why we were doing it. We had to see it very clearly. So when we practice meditation too, we need to have mindfulness, but we also need to have sampajanya, clear comprehension, situational awareness. This means we need to have the mindfulness to tell us what's going on, and then the sampajanya, the situational awareness, to know, is it suitable, what we're doing? What's the purpose of what we're doing? Where are we? Does this context change? How should we be acting here? And is this helping me come out of delusion? So these are the four aspects of sampajanya: the purpose, the suitability, the domain or the location, the area, and the non-delusion. So mindfulness tells us what's going on. Clear comprehension or situational awareness, whichever translation you want to use of sampajanya, helps us to add to that awareness. Mindfulness by itself is just information. Breath coming in, breath going out. Left foot, right foot. It's just information. It doesn't have anything else to it. The sampajanya helps us to maybe interpret a little bit more. So for example, if you're in here walking left, right, you still have to be aware of what's going on, right? But outside, you need to have the situational awareness that helps you be more aware of what you're doing in a particular place. The same with all aspects of our meditation. What am I doing here? What is the purpose? Is what's going into my head suitable? So for example, here I am practicing breath meditation. What is the purpose of breath meditation? To become mindful and to become clear, to see more clearly. It helps calm down the mind. So if we find ourselves practicing breath meditation but not not understanding the purpose, then we can start doing all sorts of weird exercises with our breath, holding our breath, forcing our breath, controlling our breath, and things like that. So this is not the purpose of why we're practicing breathing meditation. Is it suitable? When you're doing your meditation, you're supposed to be focusing on your breath and you're thinking about all sorts of other things. What are you meant to be doing? What is the purpose? Is it suitable what you're doing? And then there's the domain. When we're practicing breath meditation, we want to see the whole of the breath. This is our practice. And this is what helps us with that non-delusion aspect, to see more clearly into things like impermanence or not self. So this is how we develop mindfulness, sati, and sampajanya, situational awareness. We have an understanding of what we're doing. We have the information and we also have the context. So in the suttas, we see sampajanya, the Buddha talks about it as a monk gets ready to go for pindapata, for alms round. And so they have to be careful, putting on their robe, getting their bowl ready, walking. They have to be aware of what's going on. They have to be alert to the dangers. At the time of the Buddha, they would have been walking down from the mountain like this towards the village. At any moment, they might fall over or injure themselves or get killed by a bull. And so as we go about our daily activities here too, we should have some awareness of what's going on, what we're doing, and some understanding. Is this suitable, what I'm doing? Is this the right time and place? What is the purpose of what I'm doing here? And in this way, we can develop our mind away from the cushion. So that's why walking meditation is very beneficial. And then keeping that mindfulness, that clear comprehension, that situational awareness throughout the day. So over the course of the next few days, we're going to make breath meditation our main practice. So some of you have attended some of the retreats and workshops I've run recently, and you'll have noticed that I like to introduce lots of different kinds of practices, because they're just short, sharp workshops where I want to give people some tools and some strategies. You have 5 days here. It's a pretty long retreat. So we're going for depth. We want to get as much depth in breath meditation as we can. So I won't say anything else because we've got to meditate. Let's get back to it. We'll meditate for 40 minutes, okay? So I'll guide the beginning just a little bit. So take that comfortable posture again. And we'll go through the same sequence. Pretty much at the beginning of all our sessions, where we give ourselves some time to settle. This is important. This is how mindfulness naturally arises. We don't need to force. We don't need to use willpower. Just by settling in, by pausing and coming to stillness, we're already developing mindfulness. Suddenly we're aware. We know we're sitting here. We tune in. Tune into the sounds. Tune into this body. Becoming more and more mindful of what's going on right here, right now. And so once again, moving through the body, seeing if there's any tension or tightness. And if you find somewhere that's a bit stiff or a bit tense, see if you can relax and soften it. See if you can increase the comfort in this body. And already the mind is starting to calm down. Already you feel the calm, the peace that comes with pausing, being still, having a relaxed body. You're more aware of what's going on in your mind right here, right now. And as you become more mindful in this way, the breath appears all by itself. It comes to you. Suddenly it's there, and you're aware of the breath coming in, the breath going out. You see it. This is a long breath, or a short breath. You notice it. Or you feel the whole body breathing. Or you feel the calming effect of the breath on the body's activities. Each breath soothing, each breath bringing more clarity, brightening the mind. We're seeing more clearly. And so we watch every breath for the remainder of the session. Okay, so very good. Very good. Been meditating. Isn't that wonderful? Do you feel good after doing some meditation? Kind of? I wasn't sure if that was a shake of the head or just kind of like I'm doing my hair. So, after every session of meditation, hopefully you feel good. But even if you don't, you should always tell yourself, good job, well done. Give yourself a pat on the back, yes, yeah. So that we train the mind with positive reinforcement. Just like a good monkey, we give it a little banana, like, good on you. You did well. All of you have done so well. You've sat here through several meditation sessions, and each meditation session is a journey, right? And you survived all of those journeys. And so you should give yourself some good positive reinforcement every session so that your mind starts to associate with this good monkey. Good monkey. And this is important as we train our mind, because so often the thing that keeps us from getting onto the cushion is a past bad experience where we couldn't focus, our thoughts were all over the place, we had a really hard time, something came up, we got angry, we got frustrated, and we just abandoned it and ran off. And so this negative association with meditation sometimes keeps us from wanting to do it. Oh no, I don't want to go back there. And so instead we try to use positive reinforcement. And you should feel good. You've sat there with your mind. This is a meritorious deed, doing meditation, developing your mind. So you've been making merits. You've been training your mind. And it might not seem like the training is going terribly well, but just small little changes start to become important. And so I encourage the review process at the end of the practice where you look back and you see what's happened. This is also training the mind. You understand the process of meditation. Oh, when I sit still and shut up, I become peaceful. Oh, when I start thinking about work or problems with my relationship, then I become agitated. We start to see what things lead to which results. And so in this way we understand, oh, well, if I want my mind to be calm and peaceful, then I have to let go of those distractions. And so by reviewing and reflecting, we're a little bit more involved in our meditation rather than just kind of getting up and going straight away, straight back into our life. We're involved in understanding how our meditation works. So this is the application of wisdom. So by reviewing and by giving some positive reinforcement at the end of each session, this is how we can train our mind. So we're doing this over the next few days, and I'll explain it in more detail. But now we've got a 10-minute break until lunch. And we're going to eat our meal. And then I was looking at the timetable. We put together such a relaxed timetable. There's like hours that we could be squeezing in more meditation. People are like, yay, let's do that. So, of course, not everyone wants to meditate 18 hours a day, and I understand. So there is the option, if you want to do some extra meditation, walking meditation, seated meditation, you can. After lunch, there's some free time. your time to do what works for you. So you might go for a walk, you might take a rest, you might reflect upon some of the learnings that we've done here. You might just chill out, stare at the ceiling, look at the beautiful view, or you could do some extra meditation, and then we come back here at 3 o'clock for some meditation instructions, and we'll do some more meditation for an hour or so. And then actually from 4:30 there's some interviews. I keep on saying interviews even though I think that's a really bad training for the mind, because it feels like people are applying for jobs and it's like, no, I don't want to go for an interview. Let's see if you have what it takes to be a real dedicated meditator. So personal practice time, chats with Bhante Akaliko. So this is an opportunity over the next few days. If you have a personal practice question, something about your meditation that you want some personal guidance with, then you can come and talk to me about that. It's just 10 minutes. So usually I prefer it to be about meditation practice, not something else going on in your life. But if you need to talk about something, that's okay. And then in the evening, there's also an opportunity to ask some questions. We might get some pieces of paper and you can write down a question. Again, some useful criteria. Make it relevant to what we're doing here. So the way I see these questions and answers is not like a chance to ask anything that's on our mind, but rather to consolidate the learning that we're doing. And for me, it's a chance to see if I haven't explained something successfully, and then I can give it another go or expand it further. So try to keep it, if you're asking a question, roughly about the things we're doing here, or to do with meditation, or to do with Dharma practice, but not just kind of treating it like intellectual entertainment. So keep it targeted and useful. And so I'll answer those questions later tonight. Where can people sign up for the interviews? Up there also. And the interviews are happening, you go around the corner here and there's a room at this corner. And so if you just turn up pretty much on time, there's a seat outside, you can wait and we can have a chat. Okay, enjoy your break and well done everyone for meditating so well. You look so peaceful. Yes. So I don't know what was going on the inside, but you looked great. Okay.